Alright. Let's take a look at what we got here. Oh. Huh. Well, shit. Well, you guys asked for it. Time for that tie-in combo guide. Hey guys, Joe here. Before we begin the video, I very quickly want to thank you guys for, as you saw, getting the Ginyu combo guide up to 100 views. As I said in the combo guide, if we got it to 100 views, I would make a tie-in combo guide with my combo video. You know the one. So that combo video will be coming, but it will not happen until after the Ginyu review for patch 1.40. And considering that patch 1.40 is, well, getting a hotfix patch, I'm hoping I could get that out before the hotfix patch comes. We'll see. But until then, again, thank you guys so much. I can't even begin to express how much I appreciate all this. And yeah, I will have to get that started at some point. Like I said, it'll be, it'll come out after the Ginyu video, the Ginyu patch review video. So yeah, and trust me, that combo guide will be a pretty long one, but it'll be, well, I don't know if it'll be that terribly long, but it'll be long enough. But it'll definitely be worth it. And when the Ginyu video does come out, the Ginyu patch review, the patch review for Ginyu, god damn it. When the patch review for Ginyu comes out, I've got a little bit of a surprise coming at the end of that video as well. So, get hyped for that. But yeah, that's all for me. So, thanks for listening. And enjoy the video. Hey guys, Joe here. Welcome to another Dragon Ball FighterZ video, and welcome back to my review of patch 1.40. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about Super Saiyan Vegeta and the changes he received, which, to be quite honest, he only got 8 changes, but the changes he did get were pretty good. So, let's take a look at them, shall we? Alright, so, first change on the list is to the last hit of his auto combo. In the last patch, it was given a chargeable property if you held forward, which would make you plus on block. But as of this patch, combined with that change, Vegeta's auto combo now has less pushback, which means they won't go nearly as far, meaning that if you use his auto combo on block, especially mid-screen, it'll basically be gapless. Which, combined with the change to charge it up, you're plus and gapless. This is really good for his block strength, since now, like I said, he's pretty much, it's pretty much gapless. So this is gonna do a lot for his pressure, his block strings. It's gonna be really good for him. The next change is to his light super dash kick, which is now safe on whip. In other words, it has reduced recovery if you miss the move. So now, you're pretty much safe, and you don't gotta worry about getting punished as easily if you miss this move, which is really nice, to be honest with you. Especially considering I think this version of the move should be a lot less punishable. But, on top of the numerous buffs it received, and considering it's super safe when you use it in the air as well. like, really safe after you use it in the air. Yeah, this move is just extremely safe now, regardless of whether you're on the ground or in the air, which is really, really good for the character. However, the light version of Super Dash Kick wasn't the only version to get buffed. The medium version got buffs as well, and whew, by God, did the buffs it receive really, really, and I do mean really, make a difference. Let's start with a buff that is shared between both versions, which is reduced recovery on whiff. However, it didn't say specifically the grounded version, so I'm assuming it also counts for the air version. Oh yeah, no, it definitely recovers faster, which is awesome. But also the grounded version. So let me just get him to jump, and I'll show you. You are now extremely safe on block, which is just, well, you were already safe on block, but also on whip. You are now very safe with this move, which is incredible. But believe me when I tell you, it gets so much better. Because, in addition to getting reduced recovery on whiff, it got some combo changes as well. 2 very specific combo changes. Starting with it getting an adjustment in its knockback when hit without the camera effect, and even when hit with the camera effect. But very specifically, when hit with the last part of the move. Let me show you. First, with the camera effect. As you saw, they not only spun out, but they stayed pretty friggin' close to Vegeta, which is really good. Which means, if you wanted to, you could convert off of that. So, you have a chance to combo off of that, which is just fucking awesome. But trust me, it does, like I said, it doesn't just work off of that, it also works if you do this. Well, if I can hit it anyway. If I can. There we go. So, yeah, now, if you do something like that, you have a much easier time comboing off of it. Before, it would just send them far away. Now, you can actually convert off of it, which is just the most insane shit. And I love it. I love it. But, again, like I said, we're not done, because there's still one more combo change this thing got. Well, actually, funny enough, I think that change, which is increased stun time, which is what happens when not in the animation, which also just so happens to apply when in the animation, as well as adjusting the knockback for hits during the later half of the motion, which both go hand in hand and make, you know, for the changes you saw. The way you could convert like that, which is just absolutely insane. And as for the medium auto combo version, I could be crazy. I could be crazy. But I think the knockback on the medium super dash kick out of the medium auto combo is also stronger. I could be wrong. I don't know. If you played this character before this patch, let me know if the knockback or the wall bounce is better after this patch, because I'm not too sure. I think it is. I could be wrong, but let me know. Because if that is the case, that's the next group of changes I want to talk about, and the last group of changes for Vegeta's base kit is to the light version of Crushing Knee Kick, which got 3 changes. The first, the distance the attack moves has been increased for the grounded version. It goes a little bit further. It's not much, but it's pretty good. But not only did that get increased, so too did the block stun of this move. You're still pretty unsafe, so it is what it is. But hey, I mean, it's better than nothing, right? Oh, and of course, how could I possibly even forget? The grounded version of the move, on top of those 2 changes, also has reduced landing recovery, as you've probably noticed. Now, while the block stun change isn't really worth much, the first 2 are, because you can now genuinely combo with this version of the move. Check this shit out. If I can hit it. So now you can combo with this version of the move. Not just with that, but I believe if you time it right, you can also connect with a medium attack. It's a bit tight, but you can do it. Yeah, it's pretty tight, but you can do it. So, this ultimately gives Super Saiyan Vegeta more combo opportunities, both mid-screen and in the corner. Because now, you can loop with this. Watch, let me show you. So now you just have access to sparkless guaranteed loops in the corner with this fucking thing, which is... I mean, you could do it before this patch, but now it's just easier. Sure, it does require some precise execution and timing, but that's fine, because at the very least, this move is finally a solid combo tool at long fucking last. I have been wanting this thing to be a combo tool for so fucking long, but finally got that. I finally got that. Now, I am very happy with the grounded version being a combo tool. As for the mid-air version, well, I'll talk about that later. But for now, I am extraordinarily happy that this version of the move is finally a viable combo option. It's just... God, it's so... Moving on to the next change, we've got Big Bang Attack, which got increased stun time. This change, I'm assuming, is to A, make confirming into Final Flash and Limit Break easier, and B, make DHCing with another super out of it DHCing into another super much easier. Tiffin that is the case, I definitely think this is a nice quality of life change, because it'll allow, for, connecting supers to be a lot easier. Especially with certain level 3s, if you do level 1 into level 1 into level 3, and you use Big Bang Attack before the level 3, it'll make it easier to confirm, which will be nice. So, I definitely think this is a nice quality. And the last 3 changes we're going to talk about are to all 3 of Vegeta's assists. Because yes, all 3 of Super Saiyan Vegeta's assists have been buffed. And they have been buffed quite nicely. Starting with A assist, which didn't get too many changes, it only got 2, but the changes it did get were pretty crazy. First change it got was a faster startup. 30 frames. It now starts up in 30 frames. And considering this is a projectile assist that launches 16, count it, 16 projectiles at the opponent. That is really good. Really, really good and really, really fast. But it doesn't stop there. It gets better. Because now, if you either hold forward or back, you will change the direction in which Super Saiyan Vegeta goes before firing the Ki Blast. In other words, you can adjust the distance in which Super Saiyan Vegeta, is, placed at while firing the projectiles. So if you hold forward, he'll get right up in their grill. But if you hold back, he'll keep his distance. This is extremely good, especially if the opponent is, blocking and you've got them, under pressure. You could just use this assist to either, get Vegeta up in their grill and pelt them with projectiles, or keep Vegeta out of their effective range while pelting projectiles. Or you could just keep them right where they normally are. This basically allows you to, get mix-ups with this assist, if you so wish. On block too, which is really, really good. Especially for a projectile assist. Specifically this projectile assist, which might as well be the best projectile assist in the game. If only another one didn't exist, but we'll get to that eventually, later down the line. But for now, this assist, all I can say is just, it's good. It's really good. And this change specifically, being able to adjust the distance in which Vegeta fires projectiles, I initially did not like that change, but after thinking about it and after using it a bit more, it definitely started to grow on me bit by bit. So this is definitely a fun change. It is definitely a really fine. It is definitely a good change. Both changes are good changes, and they definitely make this assist a lot more versatile and a lot more threatening. Not just at mid-range, but at point blank and at long range as well, which is really. And then there's B Assist. Now, I really wanted to love B Assist, and I thought that the changes it got in patch 1.33, which were a faster startup and increased distance, were a really good start. But what this assist really needed, well, there were a few things two things this assist needed. One of them I'll talk about later, but the other one was making this assist actually worth using as a combo assist, which it had difficulties doing because it didn't have a lot of hit stun. Well, thankfully, this patch changed that, and it buffed the ever-loving hell out of this assist's combo capabilities, because now the assist has an adjusted knockback, adjusted hit stop, and increased stun time, which allows it to do this. This makes the assist much better for comboing out of. It's brilliant, because now I can confirm out of this, which is just insane. I would never have been able to get away with that before, but now, oh, absolutely. And I can also get away with shit like this. That's if I can hit it. There we go. So yeah, this assist is now a lot better for comboing, which I never thought this assist would get those changes, but I'm so happy they did it. I'm so happy this assist got those changes, because now B assist is on par with the likes of A assist and C assist, in my opinion anyway. I think now all of Super Saiyan Vegeta's assists are perfectly equal with each other. So no matter what assist you pick with this character, you could run whatever and it would work just fine. Now, of course, obviously, this all depends on team synergy and everything, but I don't really think... I'm honestly wondering if that even matters anymore, especially with his lineup of assists. But yeah, the fact that now B assist is on par with the likes of A assist and C assist and they're all equal is just incredible. Now, I do think there is one more thing that it could use to become on par with those 2 assists. Even more on par with those 2 assists, but as it currently stands, I'm not too worried. And the last change that Super Saiyan Vegeta got was to his C assist, which only really got one change. A faster attack starter. 35 motherfucking frames. That is how fast this assist is now, which is just absolutely mind-bogglingly insane. As if this thing wasn't already crazy enough. Being a DP assist, and also having invincibility, I think. But, on top of that, it is now faster, which puts it, again, on par with his other 2 assists. Which, you know, even though C assists got heavily nerfed this patch, with the hotfix coming to fix the cooldown of A and B assists, hopefully this will make this assist a little more worth using. But it's not like it's not worth using now, even with the faster cooldown for A and B assists. It's still a very good assist. It's a DP assist. It is now faster. It is good. It is very good. It always has been and always will be. Sure, C assists aren't exactly, you know, that great, but they're not the worst thing in the world, especially if you only use one of them. 2 of them is a bit overkill, and then 3... I mean, if you're doing triple C assists, you're just trying to piss somebody else off, or handicap yourself severely, so... yeah, no. But that's a story for another video. Overall, the assist changes Vegeta got are excellent, and they allow his assists to be pretty much on par with each other, in my opinion. So no matter what assist you choose with Super Saiyan Vegeta, you could be sure they're going to be pretty fun. Alright, so now that we've covered all the changes, we can now go over all the changes I liked and didn't like. And, yeah, let's just say, there's not a single change for Super Saiyan Vegeta that I didn't like. Every single change this character got, I absolutely loved. And I do mean that. And believe me when I tell you, this probably won't be the only character that I feel this way for. There are going to be other characters in which I feel that exact same way about. But let Super Saiyan Vegeta be the first. So, you know. Anyways, out of the changes that Super Saiyan Vegeta got that I really liked, the ones I loved the most, there are 3 of them. The first of which being the changes to his medium super dash kick. Making this a better combo option, I cannot even begin to express. I can't even begin to express just how happy that makes me. That this thing is much better as a combo option. Overall, it's just incredible. And if that wasn't enough, then there's, you know, this light crushing knee kick, which again is also a much better combo option. It's just incredible. The fact that these 2 options are now much better for combos, not only in the corner but mid-screen, which is just insane, which is something I've desperately been asking for. And then there's the changes to B assist. Oh my god, the changes to B assist are exactly what I was asking for. Mostly. The fact that it's better as a combo assist is just incredible. I'm sorry, but I cannot get over that. I am super happy with the changes Super Saiyan Vegeta got in this patch. Then again, I have not been unhappy with any of the changes he's got in any patch. At all. Like, ever since they started buffing him megatons, you know, especially after patch 1.31 where he was dubbed the worst character in the game, he has been on a complete fucking rise. But even with his rise, he has not really become an overpowered character. In fact, he's easily one of the most balanced characters in the entire game, despite all the buffs he's received. Which is an impressive accomplishment, you gotta admit. And honestly, I hope to God he stays that way. I hope to Almighty God that Super Saiyan Vegeta remains as the most balanced character in Dragon Ball FighterZ. Because he more than deserves it, in my honest opinion. And I also think that if they are to give him any more changes, I hope to God they keep with keeping him as the most balanced character in the game. And speaking of those, so now we have come to the last part of the video where I list off all the changes I personally would make to the character. I have a total of 7 changes, and each and every one of them is a buff. Well, a quality of life change, more specifically, but buffs regardless. So, in regards to those buffs, alright, so the first change I want to talk about, or rather the first 2 changes I want to talk about, are to Super Saiyan Vegeta's 5S and JS. Now, the thing I'm most, concerned with in regards to these 2 moves are their damage. Now, I'm not saying the damage is bad, but I definitely think it could be greater than it is. So what I would do, first and foremost, is increase the damage of his 5S and JS from 250 to 350. Because Ki Blasts are Vegeta's main way of dealing damage. 236S and 214S are perfectly fine in regards to their damage output. I have no problem with them. It's 5S and JS that I have a bit more of a problem with. Because, again, aside from 236S and 214S, 5S and JS are, Vegeta's other, projectiles. So, why not have them, do a little more damage, right? I think it's pretty warranted at this point, in my opinion. The next change I want to talk about is to Vegeta's 236M. Now, I'm not talking about, what they did with it in this patch or the auto combo version. No, I'm talking about this. See, as you can clearly see, the opponent gets just completely fucking launched. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. And in the corner, this is really good, like, considering, well, you can combo off of it like that. But mid-screen, aside from the changes he got this patch, and aside from what he can do with his auto combo, this version of the move doesn't really have any practical use other than just sending the opponent all the way to Timbuktu, right? So, what I would like to see is for this version of the move, on hit, to create a wall bounce. This way, if you were to do, let's say, if you did that, you would get a wall bounce rather than what do you call it? Have them just go flying. This way you'd be able to convert off of it if you actually get a successful hit on it. Another thing I would like to see is also have the move be either have, reduced recovery when doing that specific version of the move, or to have the ability to be super dash canceled out of. Because that way, if you wanted to, you could get a re-jump out of it, as well as be able to do what you could normally do with the auto combo, right? So if you successfully land that version of the move, you would get a lot of reward off of it. That's kind of what I'm looking for. The next change I want to talk about is to light crushing knee kick, but not the grounded version. The grounded version I'm happy with. I'm talking about the midair version. Now the midair version is fine, but I definitely think it could use a little more utility, in my opinion. So, what I would personally suggest is to have this version of the move, the midair version of the light crushing knee kick, be special cancelable. This way, it could have more, of a use case, especially within combos, and not just be, oh, I'm gonna end a combo with it and then go right to Big Bang attack, right? I want this to actually have some practical use case in combos, aside from just being, like I just said, do this into that, right? Just do light DP at the Big Bang attack. But if you do special cancel into it, if you do special cancel out of the midair version of light crushing knee kick, the damage scaling should increase. Even just a smidgen. I think the damage scaling, if you were to combo out, if you were to do a special move out of the midair version of light crushing knee kick, there should be a bit of damage scaling, since you're pretty much going to be ending the combo with that, right? Just to keep it in check. But light DP isn't the only one I want to talk about, because the medium version of crushing knee kick, or the medium DP, is something else I want to talk about. More specifically, the sliding knockdown. The opponent isn't in nearly as much of a sliding knockdown, which to me is kind of a problem, because if you want to get more of a sliding knockdown, there's only one way to do that, and that's with the EX DP, which looks like this. Now, the EX version of crushing knee kick, or the heavy version of crushing knee kick, same difference, that has a much greater sliding knockdown. That's what I want for the medium version. Basically just a copy and paste of the sliding knockdown that the EX version has, without the ground bounce, of course. Just the sliding knockdown. So take the sliding knockdown from the EX version without the ground bounce and apply it to the medium version of crushing knee kick. This way, Vegeta not only has one means of getting a sliding knockdown, but two. And with two means of getting a sliding knockdown, that means you're going to be in a much greater advantage state when you start your pressure in the corner. That's kind of the big thing, right? That's my biggest thing, is give Super Saiyan Vegeta a meterless way of getting a solid sliding knockdown, because J2M has a really good sliding knockdown. But considering what kind of move it is, I think it's fine having the kind of sliding knockdown it does. But for the medium DP, no. It should have a much greater sliding knockdown than that. So, like I said before, I would take the sliding knockdown from the EX version without the ground bounce and apply it to the medium version. This way, Vegeta has a meterless way of getting a sliding knockdown. And I think with that sliding knockdown, again, you won't have to rely on utilizing meter, doing EX crushing knee kick into vanish into Dragon Rush. You won't have to go through all that. You'll just have a meterless sliding knockdown, right? Similar to J2M, just on a greater scale. I know I pretty much kept repeating myself, but you get the idea. And the last change I would make to Super Saiyan Vegeta is one more change to B Assist. Now, the change I would make to B Assist, I don't need to do much more other than one very specific thing. And that's this. 31 frames of block stun. Not bad, but it could be a little better. So, the last change I would make to Super Saiyan Vegeta is to have his B Assist get an increase in block stun, going from 31 frames to 35 frames. If this assist were given if this assist got 35 frames of block stun, on top of the changes it's received over the last few patches, it would be perfect. It would literally be perfect. There would not need to be any more done with it. And with that, that's it. Those are all the changes that I would give to Super Saiyan Vegeta. And those are all the changes he got in this patch. So, that's it for this video. Next time we're going to cover Piccolo. So, hope to see you guys then. But for now, thank you guys so much for watching. Just make sure to take care of yourselves and don't do anything stupid, okay? But until then, I'll see you guys later.